Hey guys, I'm Nikki, and this week I'm sharing with you my truffle cake recipe, which is only 6 ingredients, 6 main ingredients, which you can see here. We have dark chocolate, sugar, flour, hazelnuts, eggs, and butter. And I'm going to start by melting 200 grams of unsalted butter. I like to do this over a Marie bath or a water bath, but it's also okay to do it in the microwave. Once the butter is mostly melted, I add the chocolate and continue to melt this over gentle heat. I want to make sure that all those chocolate bits are melted before you move on to adding your sugar. Also, this mixture is relatively cool, so it shouldn't be hot. And to this, I'm gonna add 40 grams of all-purpose flour. And that's really it in terms of dry ingredients. Then I slowly incorporate my eggs one at a time. I want this cake to be very dense, so I do not want to overmix this batter. So I actually switch to a spatula rather than a whisk at this point. So the batter is ready, so now we can prepare our baking pan. And I have a 9-inch springform pan that I'm lightly coating with butter. And instead of a flour coating, I'm using some ground hazelnuts just to add a special touch. These are actually not so fine, they are rather coarse, and that really adds a nice crunch to this cake. And I want to be quite generous with this. I'm just removing the excess, but not really tapping the pan. And this is what it sort of looks like. So I can now put my batter in there, just carefully. And I'm gonna use a 170 Celsius oven rather than 180 because I want it to bake rather slowly so that it remains fudgy. And this takes about 20 minutes, but I like to keep an eye on it after 15 minutes. And this is what it looks like straight out of the oven. And I let it cool until it comes to room temperature. Once it's cooled to the touch, I take it out of the springform pan and let it sit further. Now you can eat this at this point, and I wanted to show you what that looks like. It should be roughly like eating a brownie. It should be fudgy and a little bit gooey. And I like to eat this with my salted caramel sauce and a little dollop of whipped cream. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is you can chill this a couple of hours or even better overnight. And this is what that will look like. It's a little bit harder to cut because all that chocolate and butter have set. And I also wanted to highlight that with the hazelnut crumb, you do not see problems of the cake sticking to the pan, which is quite nice. And this is the truffle look that you want. This is personally my favorite way of eating it. I like it chilled because it really is like having just pure chocolate in one bite. And I also wanted to show you the crust. You see that nice crispy layer with all the hazelnuts. You can also use almonds, by the way, and that works just perfectly. And there you have it. So I'm doing the same. I like to eat this with my salted caramel sauce and a dollop of creme fraiche or whipped cream and some more hazelnuts, why not? And if you liked this video, do check out my channel and subscribe for more.